Hello to those who are watching. Another episode of me trying to help you retire early, a millionaire on an ordinary income. Now, I want to talk about a book. It's called Rich Dad Poor Dad by a man called Robert Kiyosaki, an amazing investor, businessman, and he has a lot to say. But specifically, I want to talk about what he calls the cash flow quadrant. There's 4 sections in a square. One side being ownership, the other side being employee. So you have 1/4 being an employee, the E, and those are the people who generally lower or middle class, who will want to go to university, get an education, learn how to be an employee, learn how to work for someone else. They will pay the highest taxes and they will live their life pretty much poor and not gaining anything extra or living an ultra wealthy life. The second one is self-employed. It's an S. The S represents those who own a business but they work for themselves, so they're still an employee, just of their own business, slightly less taxed, but still you're not gaining any residual income or passive income, and therefore you're not able to get away from the work itself or expand. The next one is on the other side of the cash flow quadrant. It's the B, it's business. This is for large businesses with over 500 employees. Those is where that's where the big money is. That's like your Richard Branson, your or the big companies, the owners of that. This is the most difficult to get into, and this is the most tax efficient way of operating. The last one is the I, it's investor, and that's people who invest in easier things like stocks, bonds, shares, that sort of thing. Those are owners or investors, and they also increase that money. They make money work for them. The reason why most people stay on the side of the self-employed or the employed is because they want to do what they love and they don't want to learn or try and do something like business. A lot of people want to do business but they're not willing to go and learn about the taxes, accounting, the law side of it. So that's like resistance into going to do what they want to do. And I think everybody can move over, and if you want to retire early, a millionaire, you need to be participating in one of the other two, the business or the investment side. I primarily focus on the investment side because I think everybody can do it. It's a very easy thing to do. You don't need that much education in it, but you need to start off somewhere. So I urge you guys to go and read books. You're not going to be massively interested probably, it might intrigue you, but until you learn something and you do something you don't want to do, then you're not going to be able to wholly focus on what you want to do. So yesterday I spoke about leaving the rat race and doing what you love to do, but you need to be investing into your future. If you don't know how to invest, go read a book, get a personal coach, get a financial advisor. These are options for you to go and learn about investing, and then you can focus on what you love to do. I think the cash flow quadrant really outlines what you need to do to become wealthy. One of the key points that Robert Kiyosaki points out is that the rich build up assets and the poor build up liabilities, thinking that they are assets. So I'll just quickly explain that for you. Liability is anything that takes money out of your account, and an asset is anything that brings money into your account. It's all about the cash flow, right? So if you think about like a car is a liability. Every single month you pay insurance, or you pay it yearly. You pay for the fuel of the car, you pay for tax, road tax, you pay for repairs. That's all money coming out of your account. If you think about if you had the same car but you rented it out to somebody, then this becomes an asset, because this is money coming into your account on a consistent basis. So where the education comes into it, and where you guys need to go and read, is where the poor people believe that they are buying assets, where really they're buying liabilities. And you can hear it in the language in which they say. They'll say, I'm going to invest in a new car. Or a new car that they're going to drive is a liability, money coming out of their account. And especially if it's new, that money is actually going to depreciate pretty quick. But that's a topic for another video. If you think about a house, you can buy a house, and yes, the house price will probably go up in the current economy. But if you're living in it, it's only expenses: electricity, plumbing, housework, your mortgage. If you take the same house and you then rent it out, that becomes an asset. If you buy a house, do it up, and then sell it, that's an asset. So the rich build up assets, the poor build up liabilities, thinking that they are assets. So for you guys, you could go and read, learn about investing, understand, and start building up more of your assets. Get rid of your liabilities, and that way you have more income over time from different sources and less money going out. Over time, you're going to have lots of these, and they will get a point where your income, passive income from your assets, is going to be more than your monthly or yearly expenses to live, to enjoy life, your dream. At that point, that's when you're able to retire, because every single month you're gaining more money than your expenses, and you don't need to work for it. Sometimes people, well, a lot of the time, you should actually invest over a long period of time. Preferably, I prefer the stock market. That's consistent over the past 100 years, and so it gets to a point where your interest from the stock market, you have so much money in there, let's just say it's like 10%. If you're getting 10% every year from the stock market on average, and you have £1 million in there, you're gaining 100,000 a year. You can live off £100,000 a year. I mean, you could live off £50,000 a year and let the others grow. Go read Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad, amazing book. Read about Tony Robbins. He's got a book called Money Master the Mind. It's a wonderful book. There's plenty of others out there. Financial education. You don't learn it anywhere else. Go learn from other people. Thank you.